You may have watched an IMAX movie, but are you sure what you've watched was truly IMAX? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about what is IMAX and also how is it different from conventional films. IMAX stands for Image Maximum and is a system of high-resolution camera, film format, projector, and theater that are known for their very large screens. While you may think IMAX is an acronym, it is actually a made-up word. The company was originally called Multi-Screen and their system was called Multi-Vision. But because their names were too generic and descriptive to be trademarked, the company created the name IMAX instead. Developed in the 1960s in Canada, IMAX has a taller aspect ratio compared to conventional film formats and has the film running horizontally instead of vertically. This allows the image to be greater and specifically 3.4 times larger than traditional 70mm film. And because they have 15 sprocket holes per frame, IMAX film is also known as 1570 film. There are two types of IMAX theaters, classic design and multiplex design. Classic design theaters are purpose-built for IMAX. They feature steeper stadium seating that allows the audience to sit closer to the screen because of the increased resolution, whereas multiplex design theaters are converted from venues that were not originally made for IMAX. They were modified to incorporate larger screens and to accommodate reconfigured seating arrangement. Traditionally, IMAX was shown with 70mm film, but as it expanded into traditional theaters, it started using digital technology since 2008. Using cheaper digital projectors, digital IMAX projection had around 2K or at most 4K resolution, which was much lower compared to traditional 70mm projection, which had around 12K resolution. This means that movie theaters can only show digital IMAX movies on much smaller screens. But because they are still marketed as IMAX, people simply call them LIMAX. While the differences in theaters and projection can help us distinguish what is true IMAX, one thing you should know about IMAX movies is that none of them were shot entirely on IMAX. That is because IMAX cameras, like their projectors, have vacuum systems that are very noisy. This makes recording dialogues on set very difficult. Therefore, filmmakers often have to choose between shooting dialogue scenes with standard cameras or dubbing the dialogues after shooting on IMAX. Not to mention that IMAX cameras are large, heavy, and expensive, which makes them rather difficult and costly to be used in action scenes as well. Now you may wonder why some older movies were not originally on IMAX, but later got an IMAX theatrical release. Well, those movies are called IMAX DMR, which stands for Digital Media Remastering. It is the process that converts and enhances conventional films to the IMAX format. This allows filmmakers to take existing films shot originally on 35mm or digital formats and optimize them for the larger, high-resolution IMAX screens. For example, Apollo 13 was originally released in 1995, but in 2002, a DMR version was released, giving the 35mm film a remastered IMAX version. Overall, IMAX movies provide us a more immersive experience with larger screens, higher resolution, as well as higher quality image and sound. While many movies are advertised as IMAX, just remember that not all of them are truly IMAX.